You ever get in some tussles on the beach? You got a good story?
No, really. I got,
Really?
I
School,
got,
clubs,
I got,
anything?
I have two street fights only, two, and
Tell us the good one.
those two were crazy. I got stabbed with one of those.
What?
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that is crazy. Okay, usually it's just punches. What happened?
One of my friends, he's actually a jiu-jitsu fighter. He's living in Abu Dhabi right now. He was getting to a fight. It wasn't his fault. I think the guy was actually trying to rob him, and then but he was a small guy, black belt in jiu-jitsu, but a small guy. And whenever we saw it, they were kind of jumping the guys already. So I come running. I kind of fly kick to the guy like Verdun did. Fly kick.
To Travis Brown?
Yeah, the Travis Brown one. That one fly kick one guy, and then I was pure jiu-jitsu back then. So that was the first time that I really punched someone, and I punched it like that. I didn't punch it like that.
Right.
So I punched the guy like that, poof, and the guy was knocked out. And then it became a crazy fight. Became so big, everyone against us, and I knocked a couple of guys out, and
With the same punch?
with the same punch, just like that, boof, and like
Okay.
that, boof. So I knocked like three or four guys out, and in the fight it became crazy. Everyone kind of against us. The It got crazy, and bottles start flying, and then it took a while. It felt like it was like 3 4 minutes, but it felt so much longer than that. And then the police came shooting in the air, and then when everything stopped, we were there. I was sweating, and we all good. And then I kind of see that I was sweating so much on my back. Then I put my hands on my back, and then when I see was blood everywhere, so I got stabbed a couple of times on my back during that fight. I think I got knocked down or something because I don't remember so much, or the adrenaline was too high.
Right.
Yeah, that was a crazy one.
So you didn't even feel the blade going in.
No, no, I didn't feel. We were fighting. We
Yeah.
At one point, I remember the guy was trying to hit me with the umbrella, the umbrella they put on the beach, the big umbrella.
Mhm.
When it
Yeah.
came, I remember I kind of blocked it, and then I punched the guy. I took the guy down. I think that was at that moment that I think it was at that moment that they stabbed me a couple of times with the bottle. It was not even with the knife, with
Yeah.
the fucking bottle. Yeah.
Into the kidney, anything serious, or you were okay?
Just on the back, on the top of my back. I still have serious
Oh,
scars here, like 5 or 6 big scars, but it
yeah.
was everything on the top of my back.
You ever find out who it was?
And I
No.
never found. I don't even care. It was a crazy fight. I'm,
Yeah.
I was happy that no one got bad. I got a little injured, but it was nothing bad. I just got stitches, and I was good. But yeah, it was
This was on the beach then, right?
close, very close to the beach.
Does
Carnival.
this one, it sounds like a big story. Does this one have the legend like the one that Hickson had with Hugo Duarte on the beach as well, or maybe not as famous? Do people still talk about it?
Nah, it wasn't
No.
that famous. It was just a quick.
I wouldn't say it was nothing. You knocked out 4 guys and you had a kung fu kick and you got stabbed. That sounds like a crazy street fight.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I'm not proud of, but I had to do.
You were younger, so now you're a professional, a proper professional street fighter with a family, built a home, got kids, you're respected. Don't sweat it. It's in the past, but it was a good one. It's one of the better ones I've heard.
It was a hard one, to be honest with you. It was good, but it was a hard one. The couple flashbacks that I have was a very hard one.
Are you having flashbacks now?
I had it. I was saying, I was remember like, wow, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Listen, I got a problem with exciting fighters being asked to fight in the Apex.
Yeah,
You deserve arenas.
I got it.
You deserve a number. UFC 315, 316, 37. I don't know. Like you paid your dues. But if you don't have a problem with it, then I'll lay off. But does it bug you too? Do you wish it was in an arena, or does the fact that you're headlining a fight night maybe supersede that?
It plays kind of both ways a little bit because that fight we rescheduled so many times. We were supposed to fight in Miami, Then they
That's
move
true.
us. They move us. We're supposed to headline in Kansas City, and then they move us. We're supposed redline the Iowa card that's going to be this weekend, and they push us all the way to Canada. And then Canada is fine. I like the Canadian fans. I was there a couple of times. I fought there. I cornered there a couple of times, so I was excited to be back in Canada. But then it also has the taxes too, so that's kind of the hard part about Canada. But
Yeah.
then I got a phone call from Emmanuel Ali Abdelaziz and they say they offering you a main event a week after at the Apex. And then I say, okay, let me talk to the coaches, see where everyone at. And no one coach say no. They all like it. That 5 rounds, they don't need to go to a different country, pay taxes. They say, oh, it's gonna be Vegas, no taxes. So that kind of play a big role, of not going internationally. A couple coach, one of the coaches is working on his visa, so I don't think he could get out of there. So it's kind of like,
Oh boy. Okay.
yeah, it was okay. For sure. I want a big crown. I missed that. I won that. I think I grow to that. Whenever the fans are with you or against you, I think I rise to that. But it's good. I come from 3 losses. It's not much to complain. I just want to go there and show up and perform. I think I lacked a little bit on my last fight. Had a little problems with the weight, with the recovery. I wasn't able to fight the way I wanted, but not taking nothing away from Sean Brady. The guy was there and he did his thing. But I want to go there and show up this time. I want to put all the work there, like controlling the weight now better and with everything. So I just want to go there and put on a show that's what I want.
When you look at Michael Morales as an opponent, everything's gone well for him so far, but he's still a young fighter. When you look at his tape, when you sit with the coaches and all that, do you see things, a lot of things that can be exploited in this matchup? What were your thoughts when you heard about this guy being your opponent?
I like it. I knew the me being a veteran, being in UFC for so long, I knew it was going to be one of the upcoming guys. My guess was always going to be Carlos Prates, always going to be Michael Morales. And I ended up being Michael Morales. I kind of see that coming. I saw that coming. And I like it. It's always me proving to myself that I belong on the top of the division. And when I see this guy, I see a very athletic guy, super young, confident, long. He's 79-inch. Like his reach is so big for the division. Uh, I just think he's a good test. The guy he's been there, he's done that. He fought a couple of good guys. Like people always count down like Neil Magny, but other than Neil Magny, he fought Max Griffin. That's a very tough opponent. He beat Jake Matthews, so he fought on the contender series and keep showing up. Keep doing his thing. Eventually, he deserves a shot at the top 10. So I like it. I see a lot of things. I think big dude, strong, good takedown defense, good jabs, long. Like I said, hits hard. But we see a lot of things that he's gonna strategy to use in that fight.
Is there a little piece of it that's fun when you have the opportunity to give somebody their first loss?
It's always fun. It's always fun to especially where I'm at right now. People coming down. Oh, he's going downhill. This and that is, yeah, I like it. I like to be in that position and fighting another super guy that's coming undefeated, 17 old, 25 years old, very strong, this and that. I like it. He's always, for me, he's always fun. He's always okay. Let's see, let's test this guy. So for me, he's always fun. I like it. I like to be put in this position to be like, let's see. And then I want to see, I wanna go there and perform. So he's always a test and he's always good.
Gilbert, your division right now is bananas. From top to bottom, if you go all the way down the rankings, you can pick somebody that could potentially give the champion a run for his money just because there's so many good fighters in that division. In your experience, the people that you face, because you faced a lot of these guys, Who do you think is the best? Win, lose, or draw? Who's been like the toughest matchup?
There's a lot of tough guys over there. Two of the tough ones are gonna fight each other. Bilal Muhammad is very, very tough right now. Crazy cardio, amazing cardio, very high IQ, getting better everywhere. Quick hands, hard kicks. Good team. His team is very good. They do a good strategy every time. He's always show up in good shape. But so is JDM. JDM is super underrated. People have no idea that guy hits so hard. Very clean boxing. Good takedown defense. Good scramble. His jiu-jitsu is getting so much better. He trained with Craig Jones with Volkanovski. He's so good that this fight is closer than people think. People was kind of counting JDM down, but JDM is a problem. So unfortunately, I won't be there. I was gonna be there to watch, but now we move forward. At least I'm gonna be home watching this fight. But this fight is closer than people think. I think Bilal is going to struggle a lot on the striking, but JDM is not going anywhere. That guy's going to stay there. I was taking Bilal as a favorite, but I'm kind of changing. That fight is super, super close. Bilal has speed advantage for sure in the cardio, but JDM is a monster too. He hits very hard. He's not going to get finished. He's not going to get knocked out. Cardio is looking very good. Kind of maybe changing. I think it's going to be a very close fight.
Whose nose would you rather have? If I took off your nose, but I had to put one back, and it was either JDM or Bilal, who would you take?
Bilal. both are bad, but Bilal, like JDM is like someone did a good job on that nose with a right hand, I think, or left hook, but Bilal, yeah.
Okay. Hey, listen, when people fight you, they know they're fighting an experienced fighter who's fought at lightweight, welterweight. You've kicked ass in both weight classes. You have power in your hands, and obviously you have a very decorated ground game. So there's lots to fear. I wanted to ask you, whether it's fear or nerves, who's had you the most concerned out of all these great fighters, win or lose, that you fought, where you're like, "Ooh, this is gonna be a tough one." Like you had more nerves than usual.
I think the Shimaev fight, I have a lot of nerves, and Kamaru. Those are the two guys that was even there, even inside there. I was like, oh wow, that's gonna be a war. Okay, let's go. But before the fight, I get very nervous with everybody, and then as the fight goes, you okay, he's not that monster. But those two guys were big, were strong, good wrestling. Was very hard for me to start grappling because they were better wrestler than me, so we had to strike. And but yeah, I think those two guys were the strongest and the toughest guy. And that was like, wow, these guys not going anywhere. I know it's going to be a war. I think it was Shimaev and Kamaru Usman.
I'll use the surfing analogy since we talked about surfing earlier. The bigger waves probably scare you the most, but once you're on them, I bet you they're maybe even the funnest, the most exhilarating. Once you were in there with them and you were in the middle of the fight, were you having also the most fun too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because whenever you hit these guys, and then he's nice, when they feel your punches and they start respecting you, they look at you different.
Yeah.
Start a fight, they very, very confident. And that's one thing that gets me, like, he activates me. Oh, you confident? You smiling? Oh, you're sitting down on top of the cage? Okay, let's see, bro. Let's see. So those are things that turn a key on me, that like Dorian comes out. It's not Gilbert anymore. So whenever Dorian comes out, he's a tough night for everybody. So they were able to do that, and then it gets me in the motion. And then I have fun, then I get a heat and I smile, and then I don't care, and I really don't. Yeah, that's when I have the most fun.
Apparently, Durinho can come out in the cage, and you can have a rough night there. I heard he can come out on the beach too, with kung fu kicks. But is that where you got the nickname Durinho after that one?
Yeah,
or did you get it when you were a kid?
I always want to do MMA, but after that street fight, I knew I could do it. That's like when I put the guy out knowing doesn't even know how to punch it, like punching like that, and put a couple guys out. I say, okay, I'm definitely gonna do MMA.
You mentioned the 3-fight losing streak.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll get asked about this, but at the same time, I've seen a lot of fighters, veteran fighters, who start to go on losing streaks, and people start to question: is this the end? Are they on the decline? But you must take some satisfaction in the fact that all those fights, you won rounds, you wobbled your opponent, you had moments. Like, it's not like you're getting steamrolled. You're right there, you know? So what's that final tweak that you think you can reverse this and get your hand raised, in your next fights?
Yeah, been changing a lot of things more inside than outside, So I was reflecting a lot after the Sean Brady fight, maybe thinking on changing camps and this and that. That's when I realized, you know what? Let me change me first. Let me correct a couple things. I think I did a lot of things right. That specifically that last fight, a lot of things were right. The weight cut was very bad, and the recovery after the weight cut was horrible. I didn't feel good at all, and I was walking to the arena knowing it's going to be a tough one, because Sean Brady was a tough guy and he was doing everything right. I knew it was going to be a tough one. The Jack fight, I think I did 14 minutes or 15 minutes. 14 minutes was a good game plan. It came up good and then fell short at the end. He got caught. The Bilal fight, he got injury. It's no excuse, but it's a fact. So I think after the Kamara fight and the Shimaev fight, I got big. I got the fan base. It got very big, and then I got caught up with social media, sponsors, working with the UFC. Traveling a lot. I got to a point that I think I changed my priorities. I kind of put the fame and the UFC and becoming a champion at first, and everything after that. And then whenever I got those losing streak and I have time to reflect, kind of step back and taking a look at my personal life and my career. I conquer a lot of things, but because of that conquering, I kind of like changed those priorities, and I had to step back and kind of like review myself a little, being and look where is the most important, and put God first, and putting my family first, and then putting my career and establishing the priorities, and really, really taking care of my family, taking care of my faith. And then everything's kind of like started slowing down a little bit, refocusing, reprogramming. I went all the way to Tijuana to get the stem cells at the CPI, the Cellular Performance Institute. And that was one of the things too, that my body started responding better, whenever I took that time.
Yeah.
Uh, After the Sean Brady, reflecting everything, and my body started responding better. I rested a little bit, I took care of my family spiritually, and then I like everything started coming together again. Honoring Henry, my coach, and being honest with you, hey Henry, I was thinking on move out of camps, but now I know like it's not the outside that I gotta change, it's the inside. Is my priorities, is who is important, and I want you as my coach. And then I was not doing he's the one that's head coach. He's a real head coach now of me. I'm not doing stuff by myself. He knows everything that I'm doing. We're communicating every day, we're communicating with all the coaches. So it's, to be honest, it was very good. Sometimes we're not honest enough to appreciate those hard lessons. But I can appreciate, that there was a couple things that I had to do. If it wasn't that losses, I don't think I'll be able to see it. And now I'm seeing way better, and I'm honoring my family, my coaches, and everything around me. And things are kind of like refreshing a little bit more. I'm more loose now, I'm more relaxed. Like I like that training camp is going good right now. For sure, little injuries here, little things in there, but overall, I'm feeling very good right now. Super confident to go out there and put in a great performance against a young, hungry guy. But yeah, those changes was necessary.
Well, that's some really good introspective, and you're putting it on you, not blaming others. So thank you for sharing that. I wonder if when you were in Tijuana, you went by Morales' gym, maybe, and did a little scouting, took some notes, because that's where he trains. but I'm
Yeah.
sure you were just there to heal.
I heard, but when I was there, I was in December, right after Pantoja fought Kaya Sakura. I think it
Yeah.
was December 7th. I was right after I went to Tijuana. You know, back then I didn't know was Morales going to be my opponent. So
Oh, okay.
if I knew, maybe, but I didn't know back then. So I went there in December. I had to take a little time off to let the stem cells work, and then yeah, it worked great for me. Those stem cells are real.
What about the tacos and tequila? Those are real too. Did you have any of those?
I didn't got no tequila, but I got a couple great tacos there, bro. Got
All
good
right.
food in there. They took care of me. Got amazing tacos there, amazing food.
That's great, man. It's great catching up with you, sir. Thank you as always for your time here on MMA Junkie Radio. I wish you the best with the last few weeks of camp that you have. I hope you have a safe weight cut and one hell of a fight against Michael Morales.
Amen. Thank you, guys. Thanks for always having me. Sorry with the little delay, but yeah, always a pleasure to catch up with you guys.
You too, Dudinho. And thanks for the story. That was great to start the show.
Thank you.